Phil Murphy here for MMA Live Extra, and I'm alongside Chael Sonnen and Gilbert Melendez. Boys, UFC 198, May 14th in Brazil. Main event, Fabricio Werdum defends his unified title for the first time, and that's against Stipe Miocic. Chael, for the champ, what needs to go right for him to retain his belt?
Well, Werdum is one of these guys. I consider this a comeback. Now, he left the UFC. He never stopped fighting. Went over to Strikeforce. He had those great fights. Fedor comes to mind. But when he returned to the UFC, it was like a whole new guy. Here's the most feared jiu-jitsu black belt in the division. He comes out in his return match against Big Country Roy Nelson. If you ever want to see a highlight reel of Werdum, just go watch that fight because he was out there showing stuff off. I felt bad for Roy that night. If Roy was to sit down and study Werdum tape, he would have learned nothing because Werdum came out with a totally different skill set. I'm talking about spinning elbows, flying knees, body kicks, doing things that we've never seen a guy do. One thing that's not talked about in Werdum, Phil, is he's a very small heavyweight. He weighs in at 239 pounds. That's not much less or not much more than what, say, John Jones or Daniel Cormier walks around at, who are light heavyweights. He needs to go out there, he needs to be fluid, he needs to just let his techniques work. He's gotten a little bit away from his grappling. I think it's helped him. I think he's a better Muay Thai fighter, and guys like Mark Hunt would agree with me.
Gil, the challenger, Stipe Miocic, has been mowing dudes down lately. 5 wins in his last 6, and the only loss, could say, was a little dubious to JDS. A lot of people had him winning that fight in Phoenix. He's KO'd Andrei Arlovski. He's KO'd the aforementioned Mark Hunt. Gil, what does he need to do to spring the upset?
Well, Stipe is fighting a well-rounded Werdum now, who is complete. He has great striking, great grappling. So if I'm Stipe, I'm trying to keep this on the outside. I'm trying to fight a tactical fight, and I'm trying to win rounds here. He's the more youthful fighter. I believe he'll be in better condition. He needs to use his footwork, keep the distance, score points, win rounds, and look for the right time to strike in the later rounds.
So he's younger, carries more weight. Gil, who do you like in this one?
This is a tough pick for me. I've been a big Stipe fan for a long time, but I keep underestimating Fabricio, and I think he's going to pull it off again and get the win.
Chael Sonnen, what's your pick? Main event, UFC 198.
I'm going with the upset. I like Stipe. There's something to be said for momentum, and I'll tell you guys this. Stipe is one guy who fights better on the road than he fights at home. Too much is being made about him going into Brazil. It's actually going to be in his favor. He leaves as new champion.
Wow, coming down, getting the road upset May 14th in Curitiba, Brazil. For more from that fight, that night, and all things in the world of mixed martial arts, keep it locked right here on ESPN.com/MMA. For Chael Sonnen and Gil Melendez, I'm Phil Murphy. Thanks for watching.